I still remember the sound of her laugh echoing through the phone that night. "Don't worry about me, honey," Claire said, her voice soft, teasing. "Just focus on your conference. I'll be fine here." I smiled into the receiver, sitting alone in the sterile hotel room 3 hours away from home. "You sure? I can always come back tonight if—" "Ethan," she interrupted with a light laugh. "I'm not 5. Go win that client. I'll see you tomorrow." That was the last time her voice sounded like home. The conference ran late. I couldn't sleep afterward. Something inside me, maybe instinct, maybe unease, wouldn't settle. Around midnight I packed my things and drove back home. The highway was quiet, the world half asleep. I didn't know it then, but I was driving toward the end of my marriage. When I pulled into our driveway at 3 a.m., the house was dark. I stepped out, the gravel crunching under my shoes, and noticed something odd: the faintest glow in the living room window. Inside, the scent of wine and her perfume hung in the air. I saw 2 glasses on the counter, both half full. My heart sank. Maybe her sister stopped by, I told myself. Maybe a friend. But then I saw the jacket, a man's leather jacket, tossed carelessly over a chair. Not mine. Something cold and electric went through me. The stairs creaked above. Whispered laughter. Then silence. I climbed step by step, my pulse thundering in my ears. When I reached our bedroom door, it was slightly open. I pushed it, and the world stopped. Claire was there, in our bed, tangled with someone else. And not just anyone. Ryan. My best friend. "Ethan," she gasped, scrambling for the sheets. Ryan jumped up, eyes wide, fumbling for his clothes. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just stood there, feeling everything inside me collapse in slow motion. "Get out," I said quietly. Ryan mumbled something, I didn't care what, and fled. The door slammed, leaving only the sound of Claire's sobbing. She reached for me, crying. "It was a mistake. I swear, Ethan, it just happened." I laughed, bitter and broken. "Mistakes don't happen between my wife and my best friend, Claire. Choices do." Her face crumpled. "I love you. Please don't do this. Don't." Cut her off. "I came home early, Claire. 1 night away. That's all it took to see the truth." I packed my bag without another word. When I walked past her, she grabbed my arm. "Please, Ethan. You can't just leave like this." I looked her dead in the eyes. "Watch me." The weeks after were a blur. I stayed at my brother's lake house, ignoring her calls. Every time my phone lit up with her name, my stomach twisted. I replayed that night endlessly. The wine glasses, the jacket, the laughter. You think you know someone after 12 years. You think the person sleeping beside you would never destroy what you've built. But betrayal doesn't come from strangers. It comes from the ones who said they never would. Claire wrote letters. She showed up at my work. She cried in the parking lot, saying it was just 1 night of loneliness, that she'd felt me growing distant. But love doesn't justify betrayal. I filed for divorce 2 months later. She didn't fight it. Maybe guilt silenced her. Ryan called once too. I didn't answer. Time dragged, then drifted. Grief turned into numbness. Numbness turned into a kind of peace. I started running again, joined a local woodworking class, and tried rebuilding a life from the fragments she left behind. But trust, that never came back easily. I dated, but every time someone smiled at me too warmly, I felt a ghost hand tug at my chest, whispering, "Be careful. Remember what happened last time." 2 years later I saw her again. It was a Saturday afternoon at a charity event my company sponsored, some small-town fundraiser for a new community center. I was shaking hands, smiling for photos, when I heard a voice I hadn't heard in forever. "Ethan." Turned. Claire stood a few feet away, holding a stack of brochures. She looked older somehow. Not old, just worn. Her once shiny hair was duller, her posture smaller. But her eyes, those same blue eyes, widened when they met mine. "Hi," she said softly. I nodded once. "Claire." For a moment, neither of us moved. It was like standing across from a ghost of my former life. Then she said, "Can we talk? Just for a minute." I hesitated, then nodded. We stepped outside, away from the crowd. The wind carried the faint scent of rain. She smiled faintly. "You look good. Happier." "I am," I said. She looked down at her hands. "I'm glad. You deserve that." There was a long pause. Then she took a shaky breath. "I'm married again." Something inside me flickered. Not pain, not jealousy. Just quiet disbelief. "To who?" I asked. "Ryan." I blinked. "Ryan. Ryan Miller." She nodded. "Yes. We've been together about a year." A bitter laugh escaped me. "So the affair turned into a marriage. Congratulations." She flinched. "I know how that sounds. Believe me, I didn't plan for any of it. I thought, maybe if I could make something good come out of all that pain, it would mean something." "Does it?" I asked quietly. She looked away. "No, it doesn't." She went on, voice trembling. "He's not the man I thought he was. It's like everything we did, the lies, the betrayal, poisoned whatever came after. I can't trust him. He can't trust me. We fight all the time." Her eyes filled with tears. "I ruined my life, Ethan. I ruined us. And for what? For something that never even lasted." For a long time I said nothing. Part of me wanted to feel sorry for her. Another part wanted to let her drown in her regret. Finally I said, "You can't build a future on ashes, Claire. You and Ryan burned everything to the ground. There was nothing left to start from." She nodded slowly, wiping her eyes. "I know. I just needed to say it out loud. To you." Then she looked up at me, raw, trembling. "Do you hate me?" I thought about that for a long moment. "No," I said finally. "I don't hate you. I just don't recognize you anymore." That was the last time I saw her in person. A few months later, I heard through a mutual friend that she and Ryan had separated. He'd cheated on her, a cruel symmetry. She moved to another state after that. Life went on. But I changed. Not just in the way pain hardens a person, but in how it teaches you gratitude. I learned to appreciate quiet mornings, honesty, and small, consistent acts of care. I learned that love without respect is a ticking bomb, and trust, once broken, is a wound that never fully heals. 3 years after that final encounter, I met Sophie. She was nothing like Claire. Quieter, steadier, with the kind of warmth that doesn't demand attention but earns it. We met through work, became friends, and built something slowly, carefully. One night she asked, "Do you ever miss her?" I was silent for a moment. Then I said, "I miss the man I was when I believed her." Sophie didn't say anything, just reached over and held my hand. And for the first time in years I felt peace. Real peace. Last winter I got another letter in the mail. The handwriting was familiar. "Ethan, I don't know where to start. Ryan left. I guess I finally understand what I did to you. The confusion, the hollow ache of being lied to by someone you love. I don't expect forgiveness, but I wanted you to know I still think about that night. You didn't deserve any of it. I hope you're happy. Claire." I folded the letter carefully and tucked it into the back of my drawer. Not out of anger, but out of mercy. 'Cause I was happy. Not perfectly. Not completely. But enough. Sometimes I drive past the old house, now owned by another family. There's a swing set in the yard, laughter spilling from the porch, and for a moment I feel something like closure. One night away did change everything. It shattered what I thought love was. It broke me in ways I didn't think I could recover from. But it also rebuilt me. It showed me that sometimes the worst heartbreaks are also the cleanest resets, the ones that strip you down until there's nothing left but truth. And that truth, as painful as it is, becomes your foundation. Because when love fails, you learn to love yourself again. Quietly, fiercely, and without apology.